a land where misty mountains rise like ancient sentinels, where shimmering lakes mirror skies that seem to stretch into eternity, and where wildlife roams freely across landscapes that feel untouched by time. Welcome to Uganda, a country of extraordinary contrasts, from dense rainforests echoing with the calls of mountain gorillas to savannas alive with the rhythm of nature. This is a journey through a place where every corner holds a story, every horizon promises adventure, and every step reveals a new wonder. Prepare to witness the breathtaking beauty, the vibrant culture, and the untamed spirit of Uganda like never before. Uganda as the Pearl of Africa, a land of raw beauty, untamed wilderness, and deep cultural roots. Set an emotional tone by highlighting Uganda's unique position at the heart of Africa, where lush landscapes, powerful rivers, and welcoming communities coexist. This chapter should establish Uganda's identity, its natural richness, and the promise of discovery that lies ahead, drawing viewers into the journey with awe and curiosity. Before the world learned to rush, before borders were drawn and maps were finished, there was a land so rich in life and color that it earned a timeless name, the Pearl of Africa. Uganda is not a place you simply visit. It is a place you feel. From the moment the sun rises over its rolling hills and mist-covered valleys, you sense something rare and powerful, an energy shaped by nature, history, and the spirit of its people. This is a country that does not demand attention with noise or spectacle. Instead, it draws you in quietly, then stays with you long after you leave. Uganda lies at the very heart of Africa, where landscapes change effortlessly from lush rainforests to open savannas, from vast lakes to winding rivers that breathe life into the land. Green dominates the horizon here, not just as a color, but as a presence. Fertile soil nourishes forests and farms alike, and the rhythm of nature feels deeply woven into everyday life. Rain refreshes the earth, sunlight warms it gently, and the land responds with abundance. This natural richness is what first captivated explorers centuries ago. When British explorer Winston Churchill traveled through Uganda, he was struck by its beauty, describing it as the Pearl of Africa, a phrase that has endured through generations. Yet words alone cannot capture what the eyes see and the heart feels when standing within this landscape. Uganda's beauty is layered, subtle, and alive. Lakes shimmer across the country like scattered mirrors reflecting the sky. Lake Victoria, the largest tropical lake in the world, forms a vast inland sea, shaping climate, culture, and livelihoods. Along its shores, fishing boats glide quietly over the water as morning light breaks through clouds. The lake feeds rivers, supports communities, and connects Uganda to the wider African story. Beyond the water, rolling hills stretch endlessly, dotted with villages and farms. Banana plantations sway gently in the breeze. Coffee grows on fertile slopes, and cattle graze peacefully in open fields. Life here moves with patience and purpose. The land provides, and people respond with respect, care, and gratitude. Uganda's wildlife is equally extraordinary. It is one of the most biodiverse countries on the continent, home to elephants, lions, giraffes, hippos, and some of the rarest species on Earth. But wildlife here is not separated from life. It exists alongside it. National parks protect vast ecosystems, yet animals still feel like part of the nation's heartbeat rather than distant attractions. Equally powerful is Uganda's human story. More than 50 tribes call this land home, each with its own language, traditions, and customs. Despite this diversity, a deep sense of unity runs through the country. Hospitality is not a gesture here. It is a way of life. Visitors are welcome not as strangers, but as guests, often with warm smiles, shared meals, and genuine curiosity. Music, dance, and storytelling flow naturally through daily life. Drums echo during celebrations. Traditional dances mark important moments, and oral history keeps ancestral wisdom alive. Culture is not preserved behind glass, it is lived, passed down, and renewed with each generation. Uganda is also a country of resilience. Its past holds challenges, but its present is defined by hope and forward movement. Cities grow, education expands, and creativity flourishes. Young voices shape new narratives while honoring old roots. This balance between tradition and progress gives Uganda a unique sense of identity, grounded yet evolving. As the sun sets across the horizon, the sky glows in shades of gold and crimson. Birds return to their nests, villages quiet, and the land exhales into evening. In these moments, Uganda reveals its true essence, not just as a destination, but as a feeling. A place where nature, humanity, and history exist in harmony. This is where the journey begins. A journey into the heart of the Pearl of Africa, where every road leads to discovery. Every landscape tells a story, and every moment invites you to look deeper. The world's longest river. Explore Jinja and the spiritual, historical, and geographical significance of the Nile's source. Describe the river's calm beginnings and its powerful journey across continents, blending adventure, serenity, and legacy into a compelling narrative. Every great river begins with a quiet moment, and for the longest river on Earth, that moment unfolds in the heart of Uganda. Long before the Nile becomes a symbol of empires and civilizations, it rises gently here, unassuming, calm, and deeply alive. At its source, the Nile does not roar or rush. Instead, it breathes, flowing steadily as if aware of the extraordinary journey that lies ahead. Standing at this birthplace, you are not just witnessing geography, you are standing at the beginning of history itself. The source of the Nile is found in the town of Jinja, where Lake Victoria releases its waters northward, beginning a journey of over 6,000 kilometers across Africa. What makes this place remarkable is not only its global significance, but its atmosphere. The river here feels intimate, approachable, almost sacred. Fishermen cast their nets as they have for generations. Boats glide smoothly across the surface, and the water reflects the sky like polished glass. For centuries, this source captivated explorers, scholars, and dreamers. The mystery of where the Nile began fueled expeditions and legends, drawing some of the world's most famous explorers to this very land. Today, that sense of wonder remains. To stand beside the Nile at its origin is to feel connected to countless lives shaped by its flow from ancient kingdoms to modern cities far beyond Uganda's borders. Life along the river moves in rhythm with the water. Communities thrive on its banks, depending on the Nile for food, transport, and livelihood. Fishing villages awaken with the sunrise, and markets fill with fresh catch brought in by wooden boats. The river sustains crops, nourishes land, and offers a sense of continuity that transcends generations. Here, the Nile is not just a river, it is a provider, a guide, and a living presence. Jinja itself carries a vibrant energy, blending history with adventure. Once an important colonial center, it has evolved into Uganda's adventure capital. The calm waters near the source give way to powerful rapids downstream, drawing travelers from around the world. Whitewater rafting, kayaking, and river surfing transform the Nile into a playground for thrill seekers, where nature's power is both respected and celebrated. Yet even amid adventure, there is serenity. Quiet riverbanks offer moments of reflection, where the sound of flowing water calms the mind. Birds glide effortlessly above the surface, their calls echoing across the river. Palm trees sway gently in the breeze, framing scenes that feel timeless. The balance between energy and peace defines this place. reminding visitors that power does not always announce itself loudly. The Nile also holds deep cultural meaning. Stories and traditions surround its waters, passed down through generations. Ceremonies, beliefs, and local customs reflect a reverence for the river's life-giving force. It is woven into identity, shaping how people understand their relationship with nature and with each other. As the river leaves Lake Victoria and begins its long journey north, it carries more than water. It carries the essence of Uganda, its landscapes, its people, and its spirit. From this single point, life spreads outward, touching countries and cultures far beyond what the eye can see. Watching the Nile flow from its source is a humbling experience. It reminds us that even the greatest forces begin quietly, shaped by patience and persistence. In Uganda, the Nile begins its story not with thunder, but with grace. And as it moves forward, so too does the story of a land deeply connected to the rhythm of water, time, and life itself. The thunderous roar of water, forcing its way through a narrow gorge. Dive into the drama of Murchison Falls National Park, where wildlife roams freely and nature displays unmatched power. Emphasize safari experiences, river cruises, and the raw energy of Uganda's largest national park. There are places on Earth where nature does not whisper, it roars. In northwestern Uganda, that roar takes shape at Murchison Falls, where the mighty Nile is forced through a narrow rock gorge barely wide enough to contain it. In this single moment, the calm river you met at its source transforms into raw, unstoppable power. The sound reaches you before the sight, a deep, thunderous echo that vibrates through the ground, announcing one of Africa's most dramatic natural spectacles. Murchison Falls National Park is Uganda's largest and oldest protected area, a vast wilderness where savanna, forest, and river ecosystems collide. As you enter the park, the landscape opens wide. Golden grasslands stretch to the horizon, dotted with acacia trees and shaped by the rhythm of seasons. This is a land that feels ancient and alive, where wildlife moves freely and nature sets the rules. The Nile flows like a spine through the park, guiding life along its banks. Hippos surface slowly in calm stretches of water, their presence both peaceful and powerful. Crocodiles rest along sandy shores, motionless and watchful. Elephants wander between riverbanks and plains, their massive forms softened by the gentle movement of the grass. Giraffes stride gracefully across the savanna, silhouetted against open skies, while herds of buffalo move together with quiet strength. Then comes the falls themselves, the moment where the Nile narrows, accelerates, and explodes. Over its full width, the river is suddenly squeezed into a tight gap in the rock, creating an eruption of white water and mist. Millions of liters surge through every second, crashing down into the Devil's Cauldron below. Rainbows form in the spray, sunlight dances in the mist, and the air feels charged with energy. Standing here, you don't just see nature, you feel its force. Above the falls, the river appears deceptively calm, flowing smoothly as if unaware of the chaos ahead. Below, it widens again, continuing its long journey northward. This contrast between serenity and intensity is what makes Murchison Falls unforgettable. It is a reminder that nature carries both gentleness and power within the same breath. A boat journey along the Nile offers another perspective. Gliding upstream toward the falls, the riverbanks come alive. Birds gather in astonishing variety, fish eagles calling from treetops, herons standing patiently at the water's edge, kingfishers flashing blue and orange as they dive. The water reflects the sky, the land, and the movement of life around it, creating scenes that feel almost cinematic. The park is not only a sanctuary for wildlife, but a living classroom of balance and survival. Predators and prey coexist in a timeless cycle. Lions rest in the shade during the heat of the day, conserving energy for the hunt. Leopards remain elusive, blending into the landscape with quiet mastery. Every movement, every sound, contributes to an ecosystem that functions with remarkable precision. Human history is also etched into this land. Ancient trade routes once followed the river, and early explorers were drawn here by the promise of discovery. Today, conservation efforts protect this fragile balance, ensuring that future generations can experience the same awe and respect inspired by this place. As the sun lowers over the savanna, the landscape shifts again. Light softens, shadows lengthen, and the park settles into evening. The roar of the falls continues, steady and eternal, a heartbeat echoing through the land. In these moments, Murchison Falls is more than a destination. It is a testament to nature's ability to humble, inspire, and remind us of forces far greater than ourselves. Here, at the meeting point of river and rock, Uganda reveals another layer of its soul, wild, powerful, and breathtakingly alive. Locking eyes with a mountain gorilla in the mist. Explore Bwindi's ancient rainforest, focusing on conservation, biodiversity, and the once-in-a-lifetime experience of gorilla trekking. Highlight the deep connection between humans and wildlife in this sacred forest. There are places where the world feels older, quieter, and profoundly alive. In southwestern Uganda, hidden beneath thick mist and towering trees, lies Bwindi Impenetrable Forest, a landscape so ancient and dense that it seems to exist outside of time. The moment you step beneath its canopy, sound softens, light filters gently through layers of green, and the outside world fades away. This is not a forest you simply walk through. It is a forest you enter with humility. Bwindi is one of the oldest rainforests on Earth, surviving ice ages and dramatic climate shifts for more than 25,000 years. Every root, vine, and towering tree carries the memory of deep time. The forest breathes slowly, steadily, alive with unseen movement. Leaves glisten with moisture, birds call from hidden branches, and the air feels heavy with life. It is easy to understand why this place feels sacred. This forest is home to one of the rarest and most extraordinary wildlife encounters on the planet, the mountain gorilla. Nearly half of the world's remaining population lives within these tangled hills. But Bwindi does not reveal its greatest treasure easily. Reaching the gorillas requires patience, effort, and respect. Treks begin early, winding through steep terrain and thick vegetation, guided by those who understand the forest as a living entity rather than a backdrop. Each step deeper into Bwindi heightens anticipation. The forest closes in, vines brushing past, the ground soft beneath your feet. Then, in a moment that feels almost unreal, the forest opens, and there they are, a gorilla family, calm and present, moving through their world with quiet authority. Time seems to slow. Breathing deepens. The encounter is not about excitement, but connection. Watching mountain gorillas is an experience that reshapes perspective. Their expressions feel familiar. A mother cradles her young with unmistakable tenderness. Juveniles play and tumble, curious and full of life. The silverback watches over the group, powerful yet composed, his presence commanding without aggression. There is intelligence in their eyes, emotion in their movements, and dignity in their silence. This moment carries weight not only because of its rarity, but because of what it represents. These gorillas exist today because of decades of conservation, community involvement, and respect for balance between people and nature. Bwindi is not a zoo or spectacle. It is a shared space where survival depends on harmony. The forest protects the gorillas, and in turn, the gorillas protect the forest's future by inspiring care and responsibility. Beyond gorillas, Bwindi is a sanctuary of extraordinary biodiversity. Hundreds of bird species, butterflies, plants, and smaller mammals thrive here. many found nowhere else on Earth. Life layers upon life, creating an ecosystem so complex that science is still uncovering its secrets. Every sound, every rustle and call reminds you that you are surrounded by a vast, interconnected world. Local communities live alongside the forest, their lives deeply shaped by it. Cultural traditions, storytelling, and knowledge of the land are passed down through generations. Conservation here is not imposed, it is lived. Tourism supports education, healthcare, and sustainable livelihoods, turning protection into partnership rather than conflict. As you leave Bwindi, the forest does not release you easily. Its presence lingers in the quiet, in the memory of eye contact with another being, in the awareness of how fragile and precious life truly is. Bwindi does not impress through grandeur alone. It moves you through intimacy, reminding you that the greatest wonders are not always the loudest or the largest. In this impenetrable forest, Uganda reveals one of its deepest truths, that coexistence, respect, and patience can preserve miracles. And in the stillness of Bwindi, you do not just witness nature, you become part of its story. Lions resting high in fig trees unfold the story of Uganda's most diverse park, where savannas, lakes, and forests meet, showcase wildlife encounters, the Kazinga Channel, and the delicate balance between ecosystems and local communities. In the heart of western Uganda lies a landscape where water, land, and wildlife come together in perfect harmony. Queen Elizabeth National Park is a place of constant motion and quiet wonder, where every horizon promises a new scene, and every moment feels alive. From the first light of dawn, when mist rises gently from crater lakes and the savanna glows in soft gold, this park reveals why it is considered one of Africa's most diverse and captivating wildernesses. The land here is shaped by ancient volcanic activity, leaving behind a dramatic patchwork of rolling plains, wetlands, forests, and shimmering lakes. Crater lakes dot the landscape like scattered jewels, their still waters reflecting the sky and surrounding hills. Each lake feels like a world of its own, peaceful and timeless, adding a sense of mystery to the terrain. Wildlife thrives in this diversity. Herds of elephants move slowly across open grasslands, their presence calm yet commanding. Buffalo gather in powerful formations, while antelope graze cautiously, always alert to movement in the tall grass. Lions patrol the plains with effortless confidence, and leopards remain hidden, their presence known more by silence than sight. Every game drive feels unpredictable, guided not by schedules, but by the rhythms of nature. One of the park's most remarkable sights defies expectation entirely. In the Ishasha sector, lions climb and rest in the branches of fig trees, their large bodies draped effortlessly over thick limbs. Seeing these powerful predators elevated above the ground feels almost surreal. Scientists believe they climb to escape insects, enjoy the breeze, or gain a better view of their surroundings. Whatever the reason, the image of lions silhouetted against the sky becomes one of the most unforgettable scenes in Uganda. Water is the lifeblood of Queen Elizabeth National Park, and nowhere is this more evident than along the Kazinga Channel. This natural waterway connects Lake George and Lake Edward, forming one of the most wildlife-rich corridors in Africa. A boat journey along the channel offers an intimate view of life at the water's edge. Hippos gather in large numbers, their grunts echoing across the surface. Crocodiles rest along muddy banks, perfectly still, while elephants wade into the water, cooling themselves and drinking deeply. Bird life here is extraordinary. Brightly colored kingfishers dart low over the water. African fish eagles call from treetops, and countless species gather in reeds and wetlands. For birdwatchers, the park is a paradise. But even casual observers are drawn into the beauty of constant movement and sound. Beyond wildlife, the human story is deeply woven into this landscape. Fishing communities live along the province edges of the park, relying on the lakes and channels for survival. Their wooden boats move quietly across the water, continuing traditions passed down through generations. Conservation efforts here focus on balance, protecting wildlife while supporting the people who call this region home. As the day fades, the park transforms once again. The sky turns deep, orange and purple, reflections shimmer across water, and animals settle into evening routines. The sounds of the savanna shift, becoming softer, deeper, more mysterious. In these moments, Queen Elizabeth National Park feels less like a destination and more like a living, breathing world. This park captures the essence of Uganda's wild heart, a place of diversity, contrast, and life in constant motion. It reminds you that nature does not exist in isolation, but in connection, where land, water, wildlife, and people move together in a delicate, powerful balance. Describing snow-capped peaks rising from the equator. Explore the Rwenzori Mountains' dramatic landscapes, glaciers, and legends. This chapter should feel adventurous and otherworldly, highlighting trekking, altitude, and the surreal contrast of ice in Africa. Rising like a dream from the equator, the Rwenzori Mountains are a world unlike any other. Known as the Mountains of the Moon, these peaks have inspired myths, explorers, and adventurers for centuries. From a distance, they appear almost otherworldly, shrouded in mist, their jagged summits dusted with snow, glaciers gleaming even under tropical sunlight. Yet as you approach, the mountains reveal a depth and complexity that transforms awe into reverence. This is a place where adventure meets spirituality, and where every step through its landscapes feels like entering an untouched realm. The Rwenzori Mountains are not tall in the way Everest or Kilimanjaro dominate the sky. They are mysterious in their rugged, sculpted beauty. Peaks rise sharply from rolling foothills, and glacial valleys carve deep lines across the terrain. Rivers born from melting snow cascade into waterfalls, feeding the lowlands with crystal clear water. Lush forests cling to slopes, draped with moss, orchids, and ferns that create a green so intense it almost vibrates in sunlight. Every layer of the mountains is alive, and every step seems to echo with the whispers of ages past. Trekking the Rwenzori is an experience that blends challenge with wonder. Trails wind through alpine meadows, bamboo forests, and dense montane vegetation. The air grows thinner and cooler as altitude increases, carrying the faint scent of damp earth and wildflowers. Each bend reveals vistas more spectacular than the last. Valleys carpeted with clouds, glacial streams winding toward the horizon, and peaks that seem to pierce the sky itself. It is a place that tests endurance and rewards patience, where the journey becomes as significant as the destination. The mountains are home to extraordinary biodiversity. Unique species of birds flit among trees, while monkeys leap gracefully from branch to branch. Giant lobelias and endemic plants thrive in these highlands, some reaching astonishing heights. Life here is adapted to extremes, surviving temperature swings, altitude, and the sometimes harsh terrain. Every encounter with the flora and fauna reinforces a sense of intimacy with a world that is both fragile and fiercely resilient. Glaciers crown the tallest peaks, a reminder that snow can exist so close to the equator. These ancient ice formations are not only breathtaking but crucial to the region's ecology, feeding rivers and sustaining communities far below. Standing near them, you can feel a humbling sense of permanence and transience the mountains themselves are enduring, yet their glaciers remind you of time's impermanence and the delicate balance of nature. The Rwenzori Mountains are steeped in legend and cultural significance. Local, Bakonzo, and other communities regard the peaks as sacred, believing them to be the home of spirits and ancestors. These stories add depth to every vista, turning natural beauty into a tapestry woven with myth, reverence, and human connection. Guides share these tales with trekkers, bridging past and present. Nature and culture. Evenings in the Rwenzori carry a magical stillness. Mist drifts through valleys, stars emerge over jagged ridges, and the mountains exhale into the night. Campfires flicker as trekkers rest, reflecting on the day's challenges and the wonder of the landscapes around them. In these moments, the mountains feel alive, not merely as scenery, but as companions in a journey of discovery and reflection. The Rwenzori Mountains challenge the body, inspire the mind, and awaken the spirit. They are a testament to the extraordinary diversity of Uganda, a country where jungles, lakes, rivers, and savannas are matched by snow-capped peaks that seem almost impossible to exist at the equator. Here, adventure meets serenity, nature meets myth, and every step becomes a reminder that some places are not just visited, they are experienced, revered, and remembered forever. This mystical range leaves travelers with more than memories. It leaves a sense of humility, connection, and awe, a realization that the world still holds realms of untouched beauty where nature reigns supreme. Present Lake Bunyonyi as Uganda's peaceful heart, a place of calm islands, gentle hills, and deep cultural stories, emphasize relaxation, human connection, and nature's soothing presence. Nestled among rolling hills and gentle valleys, Lake Bunyonyi is a place where time seems to pause. Often called the place of little birds, it is Uganda's deepest and most serene lake, stretching across the southwestern highlands, with more than 22 small islands dotting its surface. From the moment you arrive, Lake Bunyonyi exudes a sense of calm so profound that even the softest ripple or distant bird call seems amplified, as if the world itself is listening. The first impression is visual. The lake mirrors the sky perfectly, reflecting clouds, hills, and islands as though holding a second, invisible world beneath its surface. Mist rises in the early morning, drifting slowly across the water, giving the impression of a land caught between reality and dream. The surrounding hills are covered in green terraces, where banana, coffee, and tea plantations stretch toward the horizon. Villages cling to slopes, their simple homes blending harmoniously into the landscape. Life here moves at the pace of nature, unhurried and deeply connected to the rhythms of water and wind. Travelers approach Lake Bunyonyi not just to see it, but to experience it. Canoe rides are the perfect introduction. Wooden boats glide silently across glassy waters, guided by locals whose intimate knowledge of the lake is evident in every movement. Passing small islands, you notice that each carries its own story, sometimes a shrine, sometimes a humble dwelling, and sometimes a playful group of children greeting you with smiles and laughter. The lake is alive with history, culture, and life, each moment offering something new to discover. Bird life is abundant and enchanting. The lake earned its nickname because countless species, both resident and migratory, inhabit its waters and forests. Kingfishers flash electric blue against the green, egrets stand in serene stillness along the shore, and hornbills call in the distance. Their songs add to the tranquility, reminding visitors that nature thrives here, unspoiled and vibrant. One of the most memorable aspects of Lake Bunyonyi is the sense of timelessness it offers. You can spend hours simply sitting on a wooden pier, watching mist drift across the water, listening to the gentle lapping of waves against the canoe, and feeling the cool, crisp air fill your lungs. The lake is not a place of spectacle, but of reflection, where the soul finds quiet amid unparalleled beauty. Local culture is woven seamlessly into this landscape. The Bakiga and other communities have lived here for centuries, their customs and traditions shaped by the lake and surrounding hills. Handcrafted baskets, pottery, and weaving are common, and local stories tell of spirits, ancestors, and the protective nature of the islands. Hospitality here is genuine. Visitors are not just seen, but welcomed into the rhythms of daily life. Adventure is also present, though in a gentler form than the roaring rivers or steep mountain trails. Hiking around the hills that cradle the lake offers panoramic views that stretch beyond imagination. Some islands can be explored on foot, revealing hidden shrines or the homes of families who have lived there for generations. Every path brings discovery, every turn a new perspective, and every encounter a connection to both nature and humanity. As the sun lowers in the sky, the lake transforms. Colors deepen, reflections grow warmer, and shadows dance across the islands. Canoes return to shore, children's laughter fades into evening, and the surface of the water settles into near-perfect stillness. In this golden light, Lake Bunyonyi becomes more than a lake. It becomes a sanctuary, a mirror of both the world above and the world within. Visiting Lake Bunyonyi is an invitation to pause, to breathe, and to witness beauty in its most tranquil form. Uganda's landscapes often speak in grandeur, from roaring waterfalls to snow-capped peaks, but here, serenity reigns supreme. The lake teaches a quiet lesson, that the deepest wonders are not always the loudest, but the ones that leave a lasting impression in your heart. In the end, Lake Bunyonyi is a place that lingers long after you leave. Its reflections, sounds, and stories follow you, reminding you that in the midst of adventure and discovery, there are moments of peace that are equally transformative. Here, in the misty embrace of Uganda's highlands, one truly understands the meaning of harmony, beauty, and timelessness. Explore the capital's markets, nightlife, history, and everyday life. Contrast modern ambition with tradition, showing how Uganda's future and past blend seamlessly in its urban heart. At the heart of Uganda lies Kampala, a city that pulses with energy, culture, and history. Unlike the serene landscapes, misty forests, and tranquil lakes elsewhere in the country, Kampala is a city that moves, breathes, and hums with life. Here, modernity meets tradition, and chaos coexists with calm in an ever-changing rhythm that defines the capital of Uganda. From the moment you arrive, the city overwhelms and captivates, drawing you into its vibrant streets, bustling markets, and rich cultural tapestry. Kampala is built on 7 hills, and each offers a unique perspective of the city's personality. From high vantage points, you can see colorful rooftops stretching toward the horizon, interspersed with green patches of trees, gardens, and small parks. Temples, mosques, and churches dot the landscape, representing the spiritual diversity that shapes the lives of its citizens. The city is alive at every hour. Morning brings the bustle of commuters, street vendors set up their stalls, and tuk-tuks weave through traffic, while evenings fill with music, laughter, and neon lights that pulse in rhythm with nightlife. Markets are the heartbeat of Kampala. Places like Owino Market and Nakasero Market offer a sensory overload. The scent of spices, the vibrant colors of fresh produce, handmade crafts and textiles, and the constant chatter of bargaining customers. Here, you see Uganda's diversity in action. Farmers from the countryside selling their goods, artisans displaying their crafts, and shoppers of every age and background moving purposefully through the crowded stalls. The energy is contagious, a living testament to the resourcefulness and resilience of the city's people. Kampala's cultural richness extends beyond its markets. Art galleries, music venues, and theaters showcase the creative spirit of the city. Traditional dances, live music, and festivals are frequent, blending modern influences with ancestral traditions. Each performance tells a story, connecting the past with the present and highlighting the pride Ugandans have in their heritage. From Afrobeat rhythms to local folk music, the city resonates with sound and movement that speaks to its soul. History is never far from view in Kampala. From the colonial-era architecture to the shrines and monuments scattered throughout, the city narrates stories of triumph, struggle, and progress. The Uganda Museum offers a window into the country's past, while sites like Kasubi Tombs, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, provide insight into royal traditions and the enduring influence of local kingdoms. Every street, building, and corner seems to have a story, waiting for those who take the time to look. Despite its fast pace, Kampala has pockets of serenity. Lake Victoria lies just beyond the city, offering calm waters and gentle breezes, while parks such as Centenary Park provide spaces for reflection amidst urban life. Cafes and rooftop restaurants overlooking the city offer another layer of experience, places where you can witness the urban energy while finding your own moment of stillness. The people of Kampala define the city more than any landmark. Their warmth, humor, and resilience are evident in every interaction. From the friendly shopkeeper greeting you in Luganda, English, or Swahili, to the young artist passionately explaining their work, human connection is at the core of the city's appeal. Kampala thrives on the creativity and determination of its citizens, making it a living, breathing organism rather than a static location. Transportation in Kampala is an experience in itself. Boda-bodas, motorcycle taxis zip through traffic, carrying passengers with skill and speed. Matatus, small public minibuses, navigate the streets with efficiency and flair, while pedestrians move alongside them, negotiating the city's dynamic pace. The chaos may seem overwhelming at first, but it is precisely this energy that gives Kampala its character and charm. As the sun sets, the city transforms. The skyline glows with fading sunlight, streetlights flicker on, and night markets awaken. Music spills from clubs, laughter echoes down alleyways, and the city's pulse remains steady, a mix of tradition and modernity, movement and stillness. In Kampala, there is a sense that life is happening in every moment, and the city itself becomes part of the journey rather than just a backdrop. Kampala captures Uganda's essence in a unique way. It is a city of contrasts, ancient and modern, peaceful and chaotic, traditional and progressive. To experience Kampala is to understand Uganda's heartbeat, vibrant, diverse, and alive. It is a place that challenges expectations, excites the senses, and leaves an indelible impression on anyone who wanders its streets, listens to its stories, and embraces its energy. In this city, the journey through Uganda's culture and life reaches its most dynamic expression, offering a glimpse into the spirit of a nation that continues to grow, evolve, and inspire. Uganda's people, their smiles, dances, and hospitality highlight tribal diversity, music, ceremonies, crafts, and daily life. This chapter should celebrate human connection as Uganda's greatest treasure. Nestled in the eastern highlands of Uganda, Mount Elgon rises like a sentinel over the landscape, a silent guardian of time and nature. This extinct volcanic mountain, straddling the border with Kenya, is one of Africa's largest freestanding mountains, and a wonder of geological and ecological diversity. Its slopes are cloaked in lush forests, bamboo zones, and grasslands, while its peak towers above, often shrouded in mist and clouds. Mount Elgon is more than a mountain. It is a world within a world, offering adventure, serenity, and a profound connection to nature. The approach to Mount Elgon is marked by gentle hills and terraced farms, where local communities cultivate crops on fertile volcanic soil. Banana groves, tea plantations, and coffee bushes stretch across slopes, blending human habitation seamlessly with natural beauty. Streams descend from the higher altitudes, their clear waters nourishing both the land and the people who live here. There is a sense of harmony, as if life on these slopes has found a rhythm in sync with the mountain itself. The true marvel of Mount Elgon, however, lies within its interior. Its giant caldera, one of the largest in the world, forms a natural amphitheater of cliffs, valleys, and caves. The summit, Wagagai Peak, reaches over 4,300 meters above sea level, offering breathtaking panoramas of the surrounding landscape. From this vantage point, you can see rolling hills fade into distant forests, valleys carved by rivers glistening in sunlight, and clouds drifting below your line of sight. It is a perspective that instills awe and humility in equal measure. Mount Elgon National Park protects this remarkable terrain and the biodiversity it supports. The forested slopes are home to elephants, buffaloes, duikers, and countless bird species. Primates, including vervet and blue monkeys, move through the bamboo and tree canopies, while elusive leopards roam the higher altitudes. The park is also a haven for botanists, as it harbors rare orchids, giant lobelias, and endemic plant species that thrive in unique climatic zones. Each hike reveals new flora and fauna, underscoring the mountain's ecological significance. Adventure seekers are drawn to Mount Elgon for its hiking and trekking opportunities. Trails wind through dense forests, bamboo groves, and open moorlands, each offering a distinct atmosphere. The ascent to Wagagai Peak is challenging, demanding stamina and resilience, but it rewards every effort with unmatched vistas and a profound sense of accomplishment. Along the way, waterfalls cascade down cliffs, rivers gurgle over rocks, and the sounds of birds and rustling leaves create a natural symphony that accompanies every step. The mountain is also rich in cultural significance. Local communities, including the Bajisu and Sabani people, have lived in its shadow for centuries. They tell stories of the mountain's origin, myths of spirits inhabiting its caves, and rituals tied to the cycles of nature. These cultural narratives add depth to every exploration, reminding visitors that Mount Elgon is not merely a physical space, but a living symbol of history, belief, and connection. The caves within Mount Elgon are another natural wonder. Some, like the Kitum Cave, are famous for their elephant populations that climb into the caverns to mine salt from the walls. These caves reveal a world hidden from casual view, where geology, wildlife, and human curiosity intersect. Standing inside these cool, dimly lit chambers, one feels the weight of centuries, the echoes of wildlife, and the intricate design of nature itself. As the sun begins to set, the mountain transforms. Mist drifts through valleys. The sky turns shades of gold and crimson, and shadows lengthen across the slopes. Wildlife settles for the night, and the forest exhales into silence. The grandeur of Mount Elgon is amplified in these moments of transition, where light, landscape, and life converge to create an unforgettable tableau. Mount Elgon is a testament to Uganda's extraordinary natural diversity. From its fertile lower slopes to its cloud-kissed peaks, it embodies adventure, beauty, and resilience. It is a place where every path leads to discovery, every view inspires reflection, and every moment deepens appreciation for the power and subtlety of nature. To stand on Mount Elgon is to witness a living masterpiece, a mountain that is both ancient and eternal, wild yet welcoming, demanding yet endlessly rewarding. What truly makes a place unforgettable. Bring together landscapes, wildlife, people, and emotions into a powerful conclusion. This chapter should feel poetic and heartfelt, leaving viewers inspired, moved, and eager to experience Uganda for themselves. At the southern edge of Uganda lies a landscape of unmatched beauty and ecological importance. Lake Victoria, the largest lake in Africa, and one of the most iconic bodies of freshwater on Earth. Its waters stretch endlessly toward the horizon, reflecting skies that shift from brilliant blue to gold at sunset, creating a visual symphony that captures the imagination. Lake Victoria is not just a lake. It is a lifeline, a culture, and a living testament to the incredible diversity of Uganda's natural landscapes. The lake's sheer size is awe-inspiring. Spanning over 68,800 square kilometers, it touches 3 countries, Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Its waters are home to countless species of fish, including the famous Nile perch, and support livelihoods for millions who live along its shores. Fishermen navigate its vast expanse in wooden boats, casting nets and hauling in catches that sustain families, markets, and communities. Life on the lake moves in rhythm with its waters, a constant ebb and flow that has persisted for centuries. Lake Victoria is surrounded by a mosaic of landscapes, from rolling hills and fertile farmland to bustling lakeside towns and islands teeming with life. The area offers endless opportunities for exploration. The Sese Islands, an archipelago within the lake, are particularly enchanting. Covered with dense forests and fringed by sandy beaches, they offer seclusion and serenity, a perfect contrast to the lively shores of Entebbe and Jinja. Each island has its own character, history, and community, inviting travelers to immerse themselves in local life and natural wonder. The lake is also a haven for bird life. Pelicans glide gracefully above the water, their wings slicing through the morning mist, while fish eagles perch in trees, their haunting calls echoing across the bays. Herons, kingfishers, and countless other species add color and motion to the lakescape, creating a dynamic environment that delights birdwatchers and nature lovers alike. Even the smallest moments, a ripple from a jumping fish, the flutter of wings at dawn, reveal the lake's vibrancy. Beyond its natural beauty, Lake Victoria holds deep cultural and historical significance. It was the lake that captivated explorers like John Hanning Speke, who first identified it as the source of the White Nile. Local communities have long relied on its waters for sustenance, transport, and spiritual practices. Fishing villages, each with its own traditions and rhythms, form a living tapestry of human resilience, intertwined with nature. Markets along the shore sell fresh fish, handcrafted goods, and local produce, offering a glimpse into a lifestyle shaped entirely by proximity to this great lake. Adventure and recreation abound on Lake Victoria. From kayaking across calm bays to sailing on traditional wooden boats, visitors can experience the lake's expanse in a way that feels both exhilarating and peaceful. Swimming in designated areas, exploring hidden coves, or simply watching the sun rise over the water offers moments of quiet reflection. At dawn, when the lake is still and mist hovers above its surface, it feels almost sacred, a place where the world slows and the mind can fully absorb the grandeur around it. Environmental conservation is critical here. The lake faces challenges such as overfishing, pollution, and invasive species, which threaten its delicate ecosystem. Yet, ongoing efforts by communities, governments, and conservation groups strive to maintain balance, protecting both the lake's natural beauty and the livelihoods it supports. Witnessing these efforts adds another layer of respect for Lake Victoria, not just as a stunning landscape, but as a vital and fragile ecosystem requiring stewardship. Sunsets over Lake Victoria are transformative. The sky explodes in hues of orange, pink, and violet, mirrored perfectly in the calm waters. Fishermen return to shore, silhouetted against the fading light, while birds settle among the reeds. The lake exhales as day turns to night, and the first stars appear, reflecting faintly in the endless waters. It is in these moments that the true magic of Lake Victoria is revealed. Its ability to inspire awe, reflection, and a profound connection to the natural world. Visiting Lake Victoria is to experience Uganda in one of its most expansive and intimate forms. Here, water, land, wildlife, and human culture converge seamlessly, creating a place of beauty, sustenance, and wonder. From its vast open waters to the hidden treasures of its islands, the lake embodies both power and serenity. It reminds every visitor that Uganda's most extraordinary wonders are not only found in mountains, forests, or savannas, but also in the life-giving waters that have shaped the land and its people for millennia. In the gentle lapping of its waves, the calls of its birds, and the reflections of its sky, Lake Victoria offers a final, lasting impression that in Uganda, nature and humanity exist in an intricate, awe-inspiring balance, and that some places have the power to change the way we see the world forever. As our journey comes to an end, the sights, sounds, and stories of Uganda linger in the heart. From the towering peaks of the Rwenzori Mountains to the tranquil waters of Lake Bunyonyi, from the playful gorillas of Bwindi to the bustling life of Kampala, Uganda is a land of wonder, resilience, and unmatched beauty. Its landscapes and people leave a lasting impression, reminding us that the world is full of places that inspire awe and connection. If this journey has stirred your curiosity, inspired your wanderlust, or touched your soul, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more explorations of the planet's most breathtaking destinations. Uganda is waiting, and the adventure is only beginning. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed exploring Prague as much as I enjoyed guiding you through it. If you found this travel guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful destinations from around the world. Got a favorite spot in Prague? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, safe travels, and see you in the next video.